Hi, this is Mike with the Strawberry Store. It's June 4th, 2016 today, and I'm standing here in front of a very large Alpine strawberry plant. This particular cultivar is Pineapple Crush. It's planted in a beto bucket. I don't know if you can see the spout at the bottom where the water comes out. It's sitting on a turntable, so I can turn it here. You'll also see that I haven't cleaned up the leaves. I was going to show you a real plant. A lot of times people clean up the plants, make them look really beautiful, and don't really give you the realities of what's going on. I'm also kind of a little bit embarrassed because the plant is larger than my stage here. I set up some styrofoam so that I could use it as a backdrop. And you can see that the plant is as big as the backdrop. And just to get an idea of the size, here's a yardstick here, and from the bottom or the base, we're looking at close to 23 inches tall with the container, and across from flower to flower, we're looking at something like 32 inches. I don't know if you can actually see that, but the plant itself is close to 30 inches wide with the leaves. You can see that it's just loaded with young fruit, just recently pollinated flowers, and it's a lot of the flowers are buried here in the foliage. That's one of the characteristics of Alpine strawberries, the way they grow. The flowers stick up into the air out of the canopy. The bees come along, and bees and other bugs come along and pollinate them, and the foliage continues to grow and grows above the pollinating fruit, and so a lot of the fruit is kind of buried in the canopy. Let's turn it around here so you can get a little bit more of an idea of what this looks like. Here's another massive number of young fruit. Looks like flowers that have recently pollinated, and some flowers that have not yet pollinated. And you can see here's a small fruit that was pollinated a few days ago. So this is a really large plant, and contrary to what garden writers will tell you, this plant is not a cute, dainty little ornamental. If it's grown in a decent sized pot and taken care of, it can be a large, very productive plant. And I've had plants like this, very similar in size to this, that in the spring season have produced nearly a pound of fruit. And if you consider the value on that fruit, the value of that fruit is in the range of about $40 if it's sold at standard prices, regular prices to a restaurant who's interested in this kind of product. So the maintenance of the plant just basically at this point takes just removing the dead leaves at the bottom. These are just leaves that have senesced. I don't generally carry a tool with me to cut them. I just take them out, pull them out. The stems are dead, so they come out pretty readily. Just clean it up once in a while. If it hangs here, the dead material hangs here for a while, it's not really going to hurt anything. But in hot, humid weather, you can get, if the leaves stay wet, you can get a little bit of disease on them. So it's just easier to just remove it and prevent some of those kinds of issues. So I'm not sure what else I can tell you here. A beto bucket is considered about close to 3 gallons, and you can see the media in there. We use really coarse perlite and core. We fertilize heavily, relatively heavily, with the bloom formula. We're not using any acid formula at this point at all because we're trying to encourage bloom. And it's a very porous mix. It dries out relatively quickly. and that's what we want. We don't want it sitting moist continuously. We want it to dry out just a little bit between waterings, so that we can avoid problems like root rot and so forth. So that's about all I can say about this particular plant, but I think you can see that that it's a very large, hefty plant, and it it's going to be productive. A lot of places online you'll see that you can get continuous production from alpine strawberries. That's not true. It's a cyclical production. Once this particular plant is done producing what's here, everything is pollinated. We're probably going to be in the heat of the summer by then, but it'll continue to rebloom. It'll rebloom, rest for a week to two, as long as the conditions are favorable. The plant will start reblooming again. The question in the summer is whether or not the flowers will pollinate because of the heat. But come fall, they'll rebloom again, and might even bloom into the fall and early winter, because we keep them in a cold frame. And what we'll do is, once these flower stalks have run their course, and all the fruit has been picked off of the flower stalk, we'll then take a trimmer and trim out the dead flower stalks to make room for new growth and so forth. So this is Mike signing off for now. Again, this was Alpine Strawberry Pineapple Crush.